Good morning, ISDS 3100 students. Wake up. This is FoxMeyer ERP Failure with Will Sarment, Grant Smith, Lauren Gudotti, Damian Bro, and Sam Johnson. This is Dr. Peters' class.
In early 1993, FoxMeyer was one of the United States' top 5 largest pharmaceutical drug wholesalers at the time. However, the company decided to implement 2 new information systems, in particular the SAP's R3 ERP and the Pinnacle Warehouse Automation System. This $1 million system, which was implemented by a third party, Anderson Consulting, was supposed to oversee the company's contract management software and warehouse. Instead, due to multiple mistakes, which we will discuss later in the PowerPoint, the system failed and caused the company to go bankrupt.
ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning, is the integration of all management information across an entire organization into one software accessible to any authorized individual. This multi-billion-dollar industry is the backbone of modern business solutions. ERP allows the user to look into a window into the heart of an organization. ERPs were invented to increase productivity, allow transparency, and merge all business functions into one. If implemented successfully, the company now has access to immediate records, customer files, financial reports, employee history, and much more. Although they are frequently installed and implemented successfully, there are many elements that can cause ERP to fail. These include not enough training, employee hostility, unrealistic expectations for the amount of data that's processed, and much more. The task of implementing an ERP system can be intimidating, but with the correct steps and cautions taken, it can dramatically increase company efficiency.
Due to the intense competition, FoxMeyer was in a great need of a solution that would have helped it to make it complex supply chain decisions and meet the increased cost pressure head on. Based on supply chain analysis, it was decided that an ERP would offer a perfect solution for FoxMeyer to provide real-time information and automate and integrate systems. SAP was the largest ERP software vendor at the time. The R3 software includes software with over 70 integrated modules in accounting, logistic, HR, sales, and distribution. State-of-the-art technology is always a risky decision when you're the first company to do so. The implementation cost was budgeted for $65 million. This was broken down into $4.8 million for client and server computers from HP, $4 million in SAP software, millions of dollars in Anderson consulting fees, and $18 million in computerized warehouses. At the time, this new technology was deemed worth it because it had projected them a savings of $40 million a year. Because it was so new, it was hard to find skilled IT professions to understand, work, and fix errors when it came to faults in the system. Productivity slowed down. They went from 420,000 orders a day to 10,000 orders a day, and they were unable to fulfill upper management's orders. They ended up spending $16 million correcting errors in the first 6 weeks after implementing this new technology.
The people component of information system is defined in the textbook as the individuals or groups directly involved in the information system. I believe the people component in this case was the lack of commitment from FoxMeyer's management. FoxMeyer collaborated with many IT experts while developing the new ERP system, but most of them were inexperienced and lacked the skills to understand the risks and complexity that came along with this implementation process. Since FoxMeyer lacked the in-house skills, they started to rely on Anderson Consulting to implement the R3 and integrate the new ERP system. Relying on another team left FoxMeyer's employees with a low morale and started to lose motivation to make this new system work. The employees started to feel they no longer were a part of the implementation process and did not want to help the company come up with any solutions to problems that rose. In conclusion, FoxMeyer's management did not have a great enough understanding of the new software to hire the correct people and implement it in an efficient manner.
The process component is a series of steps necessary to complete a business activity. The problem that occurred with FoxMeyer was the necessary training was not implemented in order to have success with the new system. This killed the interests of workers, making them less committed to the change, causing detrimental losses within only 10 days after launching the new system. The implementation of the software could have been executed a lot smoother by giving the employees more time to get trained and creating greater incentives for the workers to learn it.
The structure component is the basic top to bottom flow of an organization. This can include how information is distributed, how software is implemented, and who is trained to use the software. In this particular case, executives at FoxMeyer never envisioned a scenario in which they had to completely re-envision their business structure when their proposed ERP system was an obvious failure. They began throwing money at this investment with hopes of turning it around, but to no avail. FoxMeyer, once a $5 billion company, was now looking at bankruptcy. This mess was described as a management failure rather than a software automation failure. The warehouse automation threatened jobs, so lower-level employees had an obvious vendetta against this new system. The previous system was completing over 420,000 orders per night, while the new system only got up to 10,000 per night.
In closing, FoxMeyer failed due to the higher management's poor communication and Anderson Consulting's implementation of the system. FoxMeyer and their higher-ups failed to communicate and train their employees on how to use the system, resulting in slower processing and frustration. On the other hand, Anderson Consulting took on too large of a workload and tried to recover by throwing bodies onto the fire, so to speak. At one point, they had over 50 workers on the project, and most of them inexperienced and were often let go quickly. So one cannot blame the system, but one rather should blame the people in charge of implementing it.